Hey, it's Soul with another video. This is more like a PSA, an explanation of what is going to happen with essences going forward in patch 8.3. Blizzard put out a lengthy post explaining just how it is going to be much easier to obtain level 3 essences on your alts, along with talking about their design philosophies, which is what many fans and critics have been clamoring for. First, let's get into what's going to happen. In an upcoming update, Mother will be available for your alts to buy level 3 essences that you've previously earned on your other characters. So, if you have a main who unlocked every level 3 essence, then cool, your alts will have an opportunity to buy one from this vendor for a price. Echoes of Ny'alotha will drop from various forms of content, and I'm going to display the chart on the right side of the screen. Almost everything that you do, from assaults to emissaries to the Warfront, heroic Warfront, to raiding and PvP and Mythic Plus, you can get these echoes. So let's use my usual playing habits on my alts as an example. My alts are going to do like the outdoor assaults. They're sort of capable of 5 chesting visions. They're going to do emissaries, and that's about it. So that means on day 1 of this update, or like the first day of the reset, you're going to get, or I'm going to get 400 echoes. And then 2 days or 2 emissary quests later, I'll get an additional 100, and ta-da, I can get a level 3 essence, whoop-de-doo. Your mileage will vary, of course, but I'm finding these values to be pretty reasonable, and at the same time not so overwhelming. I'm glad that we don't earn echoes from like every single daily or every little treasure chest out in the world. That would be like way too tedious. According to this post, this system is designed in such a way that you should be able to obtain your preferred essences by playing the game as you normally would, as in you're not adding more time to your usual plate and you'll still get stuff. Speaking for myself, I find this to be sufficient. But now let's talk about the other chunk of the post, the bigger chunk of the post that continues to clarify or maybe defend Blizzard's stance on just why account-bound power gains like essences are still not a thing. I'm going to just read to you the whole post, alright? Or, I'm going to read to you this chunk of the post, so here it goes. We've seen discussion in the community wondering about the motivation for this change, especially considering that we previously signaled that we didn't plan to make essences account-wide. We've increasingly moved towards making cosmetics like mounts, pets, transmog titles, and etc., and access to content, world quest unlocks, dungeon attunements, and etc. account-wide. But we've tried to keep power, as in character levels, items, expansion-specific systems like artifacts or garrisons, and etc., character-specific. We take this approach for 2 main reasons. First, a core part of the experience of playing an alt has always been about gaining power as you see the game from a different vantage point, and setting your sights on a goal, whether that's just reaching max level, or achieving a certain PvP rank, or raiding at a specific difficulty. Thus, every reward that's account-wide becomes one fewer goal to strive for on alts. Second, while many players enjoy playing multiple characters, and while having alts offers a number of advantages, we're wary of making it feel as though focusing on a single main character is objectively the wrong way to play the game. If more power rewards are multiplied across all characters on an account, not having multiple max level alts would be inefficient. That philosophy has led us to initially decide against having essences be an account-wide unlock, though it was the topic of significant and repeated internal discussion among the development team. The activities that reward essences are all things that we believe are important to do at least once, so that you become familiar with zones and stories, or to engage an aspect of the game that you may not have had a reason to try. If you're just returning to battle for Azeroth, or experiencing it for the first time, the goal of acquiring all your essences will lead you through many aspects of Warcraft's endgame. More recently, as we continue to revisit the subject, especially in light of ongoing Shadowlands design, we came to see subsequent playthroughs of the same content for the same player differently. While we still firmly believe that each character should have a progression arc of power gains, the player behind those characters understandably may not want to repeat the exact same arc multiple times when they feel that they have exhausted the variety of rewards an activity might hold. So if you've thoroughly worked through with Ny'alotha followers to earn your rank 3 of Memory of Lucid Dreams, or delved into Battlegrounds and Island expeditions enough to earn rank 3 Blood of the Enemy, we understand why you might not want to feel required to repeat that experience. This is the same philosophy that's informing our plans for leveling in Shadowlands, where alts can pick and choose their path through level up content once you've completed the linear narrative experience once on a character. So Blizzard seems to have dug their heels in. I'm done, by the way. They've dug their heels in, and they will not jump off of that cliff that leads to account-wide power. I mean, it's tantamount to having a piece of gear that is triple Mythic Titan Forged with a Twilight Devastation proc on it, and that happens to be tradable across your account. I mean, that's a bit much, that's a bit too extreme, but of course, so is not budging at all. I also get what they mean where going too far with account-wide unlocks asserts that the best way to play the game would be to use the most efficient character to unlock all the content, and then use the character or characters that you actually want to have fun with to, play stuff. But many critics have rightfully called out Blizzard's hypocrisy with their alt-friendly approach to Shadowlands, while at the same time having this aggressively grindy experience per character in the current game. And so, this is the compromise. A little bit of Shadowlands leaking into Battle for Azeroth, where there's still work to be put into your alts, but the difference lies in that the path is not nearly as rigid as your first visit. Personally, I'm happy with this change. I feel like my alts will have, I feel like my alts will be actually earning their keep without having to go down the exact same path over and over and over again. It's like how I can level through WoW through various means, whether I'm PvPing or doing dungeons, questing in this area or this expansion or that expansion. I appreciate that freedom, and now I can appreciate that those rigid standards no longer apply to essences. But what about you? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment below, spread the good news about what's happening very soon, and we will see you in game. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.